me start by congratulating the parents, the grandparents, and the support network for all these kids. If you guys could give them a round of applause. Think of the hours that you all have waited in practice and the kids have worked on their skills and their crafts, and we are so very, very proud of them. We're going to miss you next year. You keep working hard. It's going to get harder at the next level. The fact that you went to Bolles nobody cares about, they will not step out of your way. You've got to really go after it. We're very, very proud of you. I would like to ask Coach Holly Rosenblatt to help us out with our crew.
Congratulations to all of these fine athletes, their families, and of course their coaches as well. I personally regarded the decision to balance academics and athletics in college as one of the most rewarding ones ever made, so it's great to see some of these great Bolles student athletes who have the same decision. A few quick words about our two crew signees today. They both come from established crew families, if you will, in the Bolles tradition of crew. Alex and Maria and Matthew Pintelari. Talking about Alex first, Alex joined in footsteps of his older brother, but blazed his own path, and true to the Maria family style, was enthusiastic, boisterous, and wore his love for the sport and the team on his sleeve every day. Alex is a late addition to this signing, having been accepted by Syracuse just yesterday, and very happy to see him continue his growing career for the orange and blue. Again, with a little bit of tape, you can make all those B's on his uniforms look like S's. So save a little bit of money there. Matthew Pintelari, sort of the polar opposite in terms of personal style to Alex. More quiet, just a little bit more intense. But definitely on the same trajectory of having excelled, much like the other members of his family. Truly, whichever sport he has chosen or could have chosen. Saying that the Pintelaris are athletic is like saying Coach Rogers knows football. It's fairly obvious. I feel very happy that Matthew chose our team to contribute to his fantastic efforts too. Matthew, like his older brother, is headed to the Naval Academy, so we're hoping he'll save the taxpayers a few dollars. They won't need a new set of uniforms, they can just use hand-me-downs. So congratulations to Matthew Pintelari and Alex Maria. Next up is Coach Ryan track.
Actually, cross country. I would like to congratulate our student athletes who are going to be attending college next year and continue with their athletic endeavors. Just briefly, congratulations especially to our track kids, Jonathan, Franny, Danielle, on a part-time basis, Max, and also, of course, Matthew ran cross-country for us for many years, and only that's, we got him ready for you guys. Okay? But I'm here to speak about Ashley Maria, and Ashley will be attending Colgate University next year. Last night at the academic banquet, we had a speaker talk about the best qualities of leadership, and certainly Ashley epitomizes all of those qualities. One quality was perseverance. For those of you who know Ashley, she went from barely running 31 minutes as a 7th grader for 5K, which is very slow, to working really hard, overcoming numerous struggles and obstacles to go from there to be part of a girls' team that have won the last 3 state championships. And even before that, as an 8th and 9th grader, she was on the team that finished 2nd. So certainly she has perseverance. The second quality that the person spoke about was optimism. And I don't think we have anybody on the team who is as optimistic and positive as Ashley. If we were having a 5K race at the North Pole, Ashley would find something positive to say. And that's probably a good thing, because next year at Colgate, it's going to feel like she's running away. third quality was respect, and I think one thing about Ashley is that she's always respected every girl on the team, whether they were fast or slow, young and old, and she got their respect in return. And finally, the speaker last night spoke about teamwork, and one thing that Ashley has always done is really epitomize teamwork, even on some years when she did not make the varsity lineup, or in other years when she missed out on the last spot in the postseason in track. She never pouted, she never whined, she always did everything she could to cheer on her teammates and bring them up to the next level. So it was an honor to coach her, and I'm delighted that she's going to run next year at Colgate. And so from 31 minutes to D1, congratulations, Ashley. And now to speak on track, Dan Deere.
This is a lot of fun for me to look at this table and say that 2/3 of it on this side was part of our program. Because I'm going to count Max, because Max got to train with us and help us a lot this year. One thing that I can say very confidently about this group is that this is probably the group that we can credit with helping us create the culture that we now have in our track program. We've worked very hard to create a positive culture of hard work, positive attitude, which eventually leads to athletic success, which we see in the fruition of these athletes going to run Division I track. And a lot of that comes from the leadership that we've seen from this group. We've been running girls track here for 40 years. In those 40 years, we've won a total of 8 district championships. This senior class has been part of 6 of the 8 district championships this school has ever won. Franny's been on our varsity team since she was in 7th grade. I missed Grace Madison's signing ceremony, but she's also in track in college. And she's been a part of this program, and Danielle's been part of this program for the last 3 years. Ashley's been part of this program for 6 years. And so these girls get to say they've been part of almost every district championship that this school has ever won. And we've had senior classes that try to get through the year and figure out what they're going to college. This is the opposite. This is a senior class that for years have been leading by example, showing all the younger kids what it takes to be excellent. And they've seen the fruit of that in the results of the district championships, the team championships, the first ever girls state championship last year, and now we get to see them in college. Briefly, I'll talk about Max, because he's not running track in college. Not for lack of ability, but I think he's just probably better at swimming. But Max would come out to us a couple of days a week, and got to train in the very small group that I work with Matthew Morris and the assistant coaches. And really based off all the hard work he did in the pool and natural ability, he really helped our team. He's helped us in 4x8s in the postseason. He's helped us in the 800 meters, and he's a very gutsy runner. He loves to run smart races and then strategically just pick people off. He probably passes more people in the second half of his race than anybody. So it's fun to watch. It's fun to sit back there as a coach and watch Max's first lap, and then just talk to the guy next year and say, I thought he passed his 70. Oh, I think he's going to pass 90. So Max has always been fun. For the rest of this group, as the head coach of a large program, I rely heavily on my assistant coaches, and I actually specifically did get to work with almost any of them because they had very good assistant coaches who coached their events better than I did. For Danielle, we stole her from softball, and Tom Collins has been a big supporter of our program, but we couldn't be as good as we are without his support. And we kind of talked Danielle into it her 10th grade year to come over and say, just try this, you can play softball, we can do this, we'll work it out, we'll figure out a way to make it work. And the end result of that came in what was my favorite memory of the entire 2014 track season. We won our first girls state championship because the order of events is such that the discus happens early in the day, and the 4x4 is the very last thing, and the 4x4 is over, you know they won the state championship. And last year, we all got the rain delays, and so all the races were over, and the entire stadium was over watching Danielle throw the discus. And it was one of her great throws of the discus that delivered the team state championship for everybody. And so you can see her, the roar, and she came over crying because she thought we lost, and I'm telling her, you don't understand, you just delivered the first state championship for the entire school in its history. And it was a fantastic event. We had great pictures of her crying, and then like half a second later you see her like this big bright smile on her face. And so I'm really excited. I know her college coach well, and I'm excited to see what she gets to do. But a lot of credit goes to Mark Saran, who's been working with her for the last 3 years, and Mark Brown's been working for the last 2 years. I was very excited to see her throw at JV next year. Franny has been part of our varsity program for 6 years, which is hard to do. It's hard to be a contributor on a high-level program like this when you're in 7th grade, but she's been high jumping for us for the last 6 years. And we were having a conversation earlier today, and I think think that she sets the record in the history of Bolles for breaking the school record the most times. I think we figured that she's broken her own school record 9. She set the school record in the pole vault, I think, when she was in 9th grade. And she's broken it 8 times since then. So she's broken a school record here at Bolles 9 times. Which is a fun way to do it. Break it by a little bit and keep going up. Right now, she's the #2 pole vaulter in the entire state of Florida. And she's going to get to go jump for a very good pole vault coach at South Florida next year. She also does all sorts of other stuff for us. She's good enough to qualify to the state championship in 4 different events. We have her doing 2 at the meet on Friday, both of which has a chance to place really high. And our team would not have been as successful as it has been without her. We like to play a joke at the end of our meets sometimes. We go to these really big invitationals and we say, all right, well, Bolles came in first, somebody else came in second, and if Freddie Rice had been her own team, she would come in 4th today. Because she scores in all these different events and scores very highly. We're going to miss her next year, but her leadership and example to other kids has been something that has been a major part of our success. Jonathan, I actually did work with him this year. Jonathan's been running varsity for us for 5 years. And he had his father was our hurdle coach for the last 4 years, did a fantastic job developing him. Jonathan is a great example of hard work, quiet perseverance, setting challenging goals, and working to get to them. Whenever wandering around the track at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when some people are in 8th grade class, Jonathan's out there every day working hard, preparing for the day, preparing for the session. And then once we get to our practice session, he's ready to go. He is quiet and does everything you ask him to do, and is very talented. And I'm very excited he gets to run Wake Forest next year. A very good program. He's going to have excellent coaching up there. And I've been very proud of the progress that he's made. He started off as an 8th grader running something like in the 18s, and he finished his career with a PR of 14.70. And he was on the wrong side of weather delays last year at the state meet. He finished 9th in the prelims and then not having finals, and the top 9 went to the finals. He would have been all state last year. I think the weather hurt his pace. He runs his best races when it matters the most. I think every single year he runs his fastest time the very last time he's on the track. He's a very gutsy kid. He works as hard as he can. He's not scared of pain. He's not scared of hard work. And I'm excited to see how he develops over the next 4 years at Wake Forest. And again, I don't get to work with Ashley, but I get to reap the rewards of all the points she scores for our team. And it's, again, a great example of these 5 seniors are why we have been as successful as we have been. It's their attitude, it's their leadership, it's their commitment to success that all the younger kids look at and try to follow going forward. And there's going to be a big vacuum next year when they're gone, but underclassmen, it's time to step up. And if you can be as keep working hard as they've been, I think we'll be great for years to come. Thank you.
I think everybody wants to get back to school, right? No? Okay. I apologize now, I'm not as eloquent as the other coaches. So, first of all, I'd like to thank the school, faculty, and the staff for the support that they give to the swim team, as well as the parents, and your jobs and your dedications to getting your kids to 25 hours of practicing each week. That in addition to 35 hours of school makes for a pretty long week. 3 swimmers that we have here, 3 of the best, hardest workers that we have improved consistently every year. Great team leaders, both in and out of the pool as well as academically, and just overall great leaders for our program. So I'd like to introduce Max Michael, who's already been introduced to the track, who will be attending Colgate in swimming. Anna Cassis will be attending Georgia Southern and swimming there as well. And then Madison Richard at University of South Carolina. We have another swimmer, Audrey True, over there that will be attending the University of Southern Cal because she is on the younger side of leaving high school because she's completed everything early. She will be practicing with the club team for a year, and we'll have the ability to try out for the swim team next year. So congratulations to the 4 swimmers as well as the track crew and cross-country athletes. You guys have done a great job, and good luck next year.
all of our students here at Bolles are extremely special to us. But, and I see a number of alums like myself that are here today. We appreciate you coming to support these kids. It's gotten a lot of hard academically here. I think everybody would agree with that. And the fact that they can balance their athletics, their academics, a lot of them involved in fine arts also, is really, really impressive. And so if you wish you were here in the 7th grade, you can't imagine how impressive this group is. We're so proud of you. What we'd like to do now, this is one of the great pleasures of being the headmaster, is ask everybody to pick up your pens. Now, we're going to ask you to sign in just a second. Some of the kids have already signed and faxed in their paperwork. If you can go ahead and sign and then don your hats and stay where you are, because I have a sense that people don't want to